Welcome back to my channel, all. Today we're demoing another very special amp. This is the Friedman Butterslax, which is the Bill Kelleher signature amp from the band Mastodon. As you know, or if you aren't a Mastodon fan, Bill Kelleher is a beast of a guitar player. Psychedelic influences, progressive influences, punk, thrash, metal. He's all over the place, and he's an amazing teacher too. He does clinics, and I've had the opportunity to do 2 of those clinics where he was a great teacher. So Bill, thanks for offering these lessons to your fans. But self-admittedly, being a giant Friedman amps fan, I was hesitant to try one of these out. And the reason being is that I had heard from some review way back that this was kind of a one-trick pony high gain amp. And what I found is that was absolutely incorrect. It's 3 channels. It has a clean channel, which is cleanish, but I'd say I really love it. It's kind of like that perfect Marshall clean, which we'll get into in the demo. And it has 2 gain channels, which is pretty interesting because it uses the same EQ, but there's 2 master volumes and 2 gains. So kind of like the Evil Pumpkin demo I did, this one you can actually do a solo boost if you wanted to with the 3rd channel, or you can take it to new heights gain wise, which is really interesting. And actually that was the gain I was using with my baritone that you heard during the intro. It also has a presence control and a thump control. As far as my settings today, my cleans are currently at around, and these are based on the amp numbers, not like on a clock face. I kind of messed that up in one of my previous demos, so I just want to clarify that to the audience, that I'm going by the numbers that will be from a 0, or I should say a 1 to 10 scale when EQing standard amp settings. So today on the clean channel, or channel 1, I have the bass around 6, the middle around 6, and the treble around 6. My master volume on this is cranked pretty high. It's about 9, and my gain is right around 4. And you'll see kind of what I'm talking about, a little bit of grittiness in the cleans when we get there, but I love them. It sounds really good, and in fact, I'm probably going to capture this and use it live for some of our songs where I want a little bit more grittiness in the cleans. On the 2nd channel, I have the settings around bass right around 7, middle at 6, treble at 6, and then I have my gain on channel 2 at around 4, and my gain on channel 3 at about 6. So kind of the same way I had the Evil Pumpkin when I did that demo. I really like it on this amp as well. The presence I have at 4, and the thump channel I have at about, or channel, I mean setting. The thump setting I have it right around high 7s, almost to 8. And I really liked how it sounded. I like kind of the percussiveness that it gives and that additional kind of bass tone that it brings. But I thought I'd just run through those settings with you real quick. This is a foot switchable amp. It does have a kind of a Friedman standard 2-button foot switch with a channel switch and a boost. The boost will take you to channel 3. In terms of my signal chain today, it's even less than before. I'm using just a amp cord right into the guitar. Again, I'm a big proponent of, when you're listening to demos online, that you want to hear what the amps sound like, not have them colored by pedals. You as the user, or as the player, have your own signal chain with pedals, just as I do. So I don't want to interpret what you're going to do with your pedal chain or your signal path. So I thought I'd go right into the Butterslax and see how it goes. Recording wise, I'm going also into an aux box, straight into Universal Audio's Luna DAW. So that's my signal path. Let's get into some demos. So that was my demo of channel 1 of the Friedman Butterslax, the clean channel. And what I wanted to showcase about this is the clean channel gets a lot of flack online, including Friedman itself says that the clean channel is not very clean. I wanted to showcase how usable it is though. I used my Fender Masterbuilt Tele here just to show that it kind of gives that almost tweedish small speaker country sound without adding anything to it, which I really like, and I think that's why I'm going to capture that channel as is. I was able to play some Brent Mason licks. I played even some John Mayer licks with it, using a variety of different pickup settings. Volume and tone were at 10 on this guitar, so it would be, a single coil humbucker, a mix of both. I think it's very usable, and honestly, it's very surprisingly usable for a lot of applications. Now let's roll into channel 2. So some thoughts on channel 2 before we move on to channel 3. I love channel 2 on this amp. It's actually my favorite channel on this amp. It's just perfect for classic rock tones. Reminds me of the Stones, AC/DC, any of those classic rock bands, Black Crowes. That's why you heard a lot of those riffs that I was playing, because that's what it inspired me to play. It's the perfect Marshall, just classic gain tone on it. And again, my settings on that, if you liked them, were pretty much 6, 6, and 6 for middle treble and bass, or I should say a little bit more, about 6.5, 7 for the bass, so 7, 6, 6. And the master is on a 6 as well. Gain is on a 4. So let's move on to channel 3. So that was channel 3 of the Friedman Butterslax. What I love about this channel is that it almost feels like it's being pushed by a Tube Screamer-esque pedal, like a Maxon 808 or the Horizon Drive, or even just a Tube Screamer in that sense. You can do all the pinch harmonics, some of those 80s type tricks. One surprising aspect though is just how thick the gain tone is on this channel. It's very mid-rangey. Of course, that's probably has a lot to do with the thump settings that are here, but that's a huge plus to this amp. I can say in playing some Plexi style amps, including some Plexi style Friedmans, I've played with some drummers and the tonal frequency of the high gain channel is on the same level as the cymbals, and sometimes it washes the cymbals out. I feel pretty confident that if you were going to gig with the Friedman Butterslax, that the mids would push above that cymbal tone. So you would basically be able to have high gain tone, but still not have any concerns about balancing the frequencies of the band. That channel inspired me a lot to play like early Zakk Wylde, some Pantera type items, lots of that really high gain 80s, 90s, martially driven tone, even though I know Pantera is not. Pantera was pretty much Randalls and cranks. But what I liked about that is that you could still do the Pantera high gain tones because of the thickness of the gain on this channel. So final thoughts on the Friedman Butterslax. I absolutely love this amp and was very shocked by it, especially in the clean tone settings. I had heard that the clean tone was not good at all. I love the clean tone on this amp. I think that it gives just enough rasp to really add a lot of tonal character, including some of the country stuff that I plan to play. So I'm capturing that immediately when I have a chance to do so. I also love that it's British voiced. I love British gain. It's my favorite type of gain when I'm playing amps, more so than like American gain type Mesa tonal gain, or like some of the German type amps like Diesels or Bogners. I just really gravitate more towards Friedmans. And I will say I love Randalls too, mainly because I'm a huge Dimebag Darrell fan. But first and foremost, my favorite is British type gain. And this Butterslax has the feel of a modified JCM 800. I know Bill played a lot of modified JCM 800s, so I'm sure that Dave based this amp on the JCM 800. If you like the video, please hit subscribe below. I'm kind of new to this. This is my third video in this kind of official demo capacity. If you like it, give it a like. Love to hear some comments. If you have any questions, please let me know. Until next time.